Welcome back to the Blackhawk Buzz. I'm Van Stout, joined by Derek Schnarr. Normally you see Derek in a lot of hats, okay? In a different hat every day you see him, but now he's sans hat. But he's still wearing a hat. It's an invisible hat. It's actually two invisible hats. Director of Golf, Director of Operations. Talk about those titles and how you have expanded your role here and your footprint at Blackhawk.
And I know there's a lot of, people concerned about Derek. What's Derek going to be doing? How can he do both? He teaches a lot, so on and so forth. And, the head golf professional and the director of golf at a golf-only club is very important. And I know, teaching on the range, people see me down there a lot. What else does he do? But I can tell you over the last 10 years, it's been a fun run. We've had a lot of really good success with the Balance and Believe Academy. Matt's become an incredible instructor. Britt is doing really, really good. And, 13 years, 9 state champions, some state open champions, state amateur champions. Doing what we've done with the foundation has been fun, but I got to be honest, I can look at you and say teaching is going to kind of go to the back burner here a little bit. This place is very, very important to the Schnarrs. It did a lot for my dad during some down times, when we lost my mother. Mm-hmm. And now to have Sally here and have my kids growing up here and stuff like that. Look, I'm very passionate about Blackhawk Country Club. Sure, my passion might be teaching, and some people might think I'm okay at that. But I'm very passionate. I'm very dedicated. I like the challenges that are presented here by Blackhawk. And quite honestly, I think this is the best team we've had internally. From Chef Todd to Chad to our communication team with Lindsay to our merchandise manager with Melanie. We're making some significant changes to make the golf experience, the social experience, better for our members.
As your footprint, your list of responsibilities has expanded, how important is it for you to remain in touch with what the board wants and then what the membership wants in terms of as we look into the future beyond 2018, but more importantly right now, 2018, to the many projects that are currently ongoing as a result of, number one, the assessment, but the rebirth, if you will, of the Blackhawk Room, along with many other things that are going to make this a better day-to-day experience here for the members at Blackhawk.
Well, and that's what the focus is, right? And it had to start internally. One thing we had to do is we had to get a team internally, meaning all the department heads that were jiving. Everybody was on the same page. They understood what our mission was going to be and what our vision was going to be for the future. And I think it's very difficult for everybody to hear the word change. Change is scary, especially when people have been at a club for a very long time. We've had members here 20, 30, 40 years that have seen some changes, but I think the environment right now warrants a lot of change, and that's very scary. And you're seeing those changes start to take place not only within our membership, but within Blackhawk. But I think, I've always focused very, very much of my attention on the golf. And when this opportunity came up, I had to start looking around a little bit. And in looking around, it was very obvious our country club was very dated. We hadn't done anything in a very long time. And through the fundraising efforts, it was awesome to see, the participation of those that are as passionate or compassionate about our club as I am, to then give us extra money in the way of donations above and beyond the assessment to do the things that we're looking to do.
How important is it for us to continue those projects? I mean, to expand the range, to improve the Blackhawk Room. The men's locker room needs a major facelift. But that's just one of many that, it's not going to be done next week, next month, maybe a couple of months down the road, but we do have to have a keen eye on the future to address the passion that hopefully members have for their club, as well as the compassion that we have to make the improvements necessary. So we right now, I sense that you think that we're on the cutting edge in terms of being ahead of our competition right here in our own backyard of Madison.
Well, I think the one thing that we might have lacked a little bit internally is somebody to drive the bus. And it's a scary thing. When you get a job at a private country club, there's a lot of personalities, there's a lot of members, there's a lot of people that have a lot of really good ideas, and there's a lot of really smart people. So to balance that, and make sure that our number one thing is retention. We have to take care of our members, both golf and social, with what we have now and give them some improvements and something for them to be very prideful of and very proud of, so that when they bring their guests here or family here, that they can look around and say, look how great it is. At the same time, it's very important that we pay attention to growth. And growth is something where we probably got a little bit stagnant. Anytime there's a lack of financial funds, it's difficult to make improvements to, attract some younger members or just members in general. I think there's a big push for youth, but at the same time, I think those categories from like 50 to 75, which are always going to be there, are something that we have to pay a lot of attention to, and we have to make sure that we can cater to all the different generations at our club, which is, very, very difficult because everybody sees a private club a different way. And moving into the future, the one thing that I would just say is private clubs are going to be very different. There was a time where there was initiation fees and all these other things that would allow us to make capital improvements to our property. That's just not the case anymore. So we have to look at this as a real business. In the past, I think when you have 350 members paying a lot of money, it's easy to lose sight, of what might be on the horizon, like the recession was that really hurt the industry. But I think we're positioned very well right now. I think we're financially healthy. I think our team internally is motivated. I think morale is very high, which is new. I think the updates to the Blackhawk room and the things we're trying to do with the remodel not only are for the members, but also to create a working environment that I have some employees that want to come to work, that have some enthusiasm to help us change the vibe internally. So it's a balancing act. It's tough. But I think with where we are right now in our city, I think we're positioned as good as anybody, and I'm excited about it.
Hopefully his passion and compassion translates into this video, because stay tuned. There's going to be a lot more as we continue to develop the Blackhawk buzz. So for Derek, I'm Van, and we look forward to seeing you very soon.